Hey everyone, how are you doing? So, today I wanted to talk about a special individual that sparked my interest, let's say, and he's pretty popular actually. He's considered as the voice of reason for some reasons, and he's doing trans related content. And I want to talk about him because I looked up his videos, and it's something, let's say.
There seems to be an invasion, an occupation, a colonization, if you will, of trans women in lesbian dating apps and Tinder, Bumble, all the apps that have, lesbian sections. As you can see, lesbian dating app Her tells transphobes in no uncertain terms to get the fuck out.
I find it quite hypocritical that you denounce the colonization of lesbian spaces, as you should, from the trans-identified men when you're part of the problem actually. You're standing there as if you were any different. Well, let me tell you, you're not.
Lesbian dating app platform sends a message to transphobes to delete our app. So clearly there's, some war lines being drawn here. Some lesbians are okay with it, some are not. But overall, it's just a really ugly battle.
Let me rectify something. No lesbian is okay with the inclusion of men in their spaces. Not a single one. The conflict is not between certain types of lesbians, but rather lesbians against men and bisexual women who pretend to be lesbians.
So first up, fresh out of prison, we have Des, also known as Big D, unfortunately for lesbians. And as if her overall energy wasn't threatening enough, she's sporting that nice bat.
You have to question his assessment here. What is the difference between the man that is portrayed in the picture and Blair? The only difference is the degree of femininity. While Blair may be perceived as more feminine, none of these dudes are even remotely close to being a woman.
If I were to put myself in the shoes of, the innocent lesbian swiping on this person,
you can't put yourself in the shoes of a lesbian. You're a gay man who decided to be viewed as a straight woman. You already fell into the cult.
Hen. How is your name Hen? It's giving rooster. It's not quite giving hen.
Again, Blair, you're not giving hen vibes too. Nobody actually is able to tell me the difference between Blair and the people he is criticizing. And if your answer has something to do with the physical appearance, I'm sorry to tell you that you're no different than the average misogynistic right-winger.
And that's just me being so real. I'm sorry. Y'all want me to do this video, but you don't want me to state the obvious.
Let me state the obvious. You're a man performing sexist stereotypes. What do you think about that?
It is what it is. Let's read Hen's bio. Definitely more of a she-they than a she-they.
That's your brain on the trans ideology. Be careful out there.
I once heard that a lot of lesbians, particularly cis lesbians, initiate flirting with other women is kind of through eye contact. Like, you could just tell in the eyes, like, oh, they're into you.
You know damn right this man has watched too many Yuris or lesbian fanfictions made by teenagers. Like lesbians are some sort of aliens that communicate potential attraction differently than the general population.
But the other is that, like, by default, most trans women have their walls up and are ready to brawl because if a woman's staring at us, there's just this innate fear that they've like clocked us and they're gonna say some turf bullshit and we gotta like start throwing hands.
There is no turf bullshit. Of course a lesbian would reject you, and you know why. The throwing hands part is just confirming the incel vibes. No rational adult would react like that after facing a rejection.
Here's my whole thing. They think they're giving lesbian, but they're giving more a male aggression than the average man.
There's one thing that you must take out from this video, and it's this. Do not fall for the middle ground fallacy that Blair is spewing on his channel. Although he states that he's not a woman, he still feels entitled to use women's spaces and being socially considered as a woman. If you agree with his requirements, then you still believe that a man can be a woman, and by extension, treated as one. There is no in-between when it comes to sex-based rights. The ideology that Blair is following is actually more regressive than the average trans rights activist. Let me be clear, it's all about looks. Do you pass enough to get the golden ticket? While trans rights activists claim that anyone can be trans, you have no way to tell someone's sex, which is more consistent ideologically. This is all just a mess, and you need to speak out about it. Staying silent is being part of the problem. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
Shut up and sit down.